In the past, I've worked on a couple of business ideas with friends of mine. I'm not going to go into many specifics in this video, but let's just say some of them didn't go very well, and in some cases I even lost those friends. So this video is just going to be a bit of advice as to why you shouldn't start a project with your friends, and you should probably just do it yourself. Starting a project with one or more of your friends at first seems like it would have many positives. You get to split the work with multiple people, you get to do something you enjoy with people you enjoy being around, you have multiple perspectives when trying to solve problems. I could go on, but you get the idea. But unfortunately, it's very rare that things like this do work out well. There are just as many, if not more, potential negatives as there are positives when you build things with other people. The others are likely not going to have as much passion for the project as you are going to, so they probably won't work as hard. They might disagree with the way you want something done and will be upset if you don't do it their way. Any of the people, including you, could start to enjoy the work less, and then you all end up feeling like coworkers instead of friends. Again, I could go on, but you get the idea. After weighing the positives and negatives, I think it's almost always better to start the thing on your own and keep your friends out of your work. But as you think about this, you might find that starting the thing on your own sounds much more difficult than doing it with your friends. You might be scared of doing something so unknown to you on your own, scared you might mess up and no one will be there to help you but yourself. You might think you don't have the skills to do it on your own. You might think the work is too much to do on your own. I assure you, these are all things you can overcome. They are all problems you will be able to solve. It is going to be more difficult, but that just means you have to push yourself harder and learn more than you otherwise would have. If you're scared that you'll mess up, you probably will, but just realize that most people probably aren't paying attention anyway, and if they are, they're simply wasting their time while you're working to get ahead. And if you think you won't have all the skills you need, you probably won't, and the friends you were thinking about working with probably wouldn't either. You'll have to learn things along the way and apply them regardless of how good or bad you are in the beginning. And there might be other things you're worried about that aren't covered in one of these examples, but you can apply the same thought process to anything that's making you hesitant to start. And there are going to be exceptions to this. You could also each build something on your own and help each other along the way as you each learn different things, plan for collaborations in the future, and if one of you stops, it's not as big of a deal. But in certain cases, it may actually be better to build the thing with your friends, though I personally think they will be more rare. If you decide to do it with your friends, use the potential negatives I discussed earlier as common pitfalls you can prepare for and try to avoid. Make sure everyone has an equal amount of passion for the project and that everyone is committed to seeing it through. If some of you disagree on something, make sure you discuss it and come to an agreement before moving forward. And to prevent feeling like coworkers, you can also plan time outside of the project to do things for fun, just as friends. And I think this is going to be the most important one. If the first thing is true and you all have the same amount of passion for the project, it will be easy to get lost in it and spend almost all of your time on it. Scheduling time for fun things will help each person rest and help all of you maintain your friendships regardless of how the project ends up doing in the long run. And speaking of the long run, that's what really matters in the end. Regardless of which of these paths you choose, you'll be building something that you're passionate about and that you believe in. You'll still learn a lot whether you're doing it on your own or with some friends. After your own experiences, you might agree with me, or you might think it's actually better to build things with your friends. I make these videos to offer my advice, but always take my advice, and really any advice, with a grain of salt and test it out in your own life. Anyway, I wish you all the best regardless of which of these paths you choose, and I hope this video was helpful in deciding which of those paths to take. And I hope you guys have an awesome and productive rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.